The Disney List is here, taking a look at some of the best and worst from across the Walt Disney Company. This time around, we are focusing on the Disney Cruise Line, specifically the Disney Wish, and the top 3 differences that the Disney Wish has when it comes to the other cruise ships within the Disney Cruise Line fleet. How different is it? Recently, our own Garrett Hassel, oh, was that a ship horn? What was that? Recently, our own Garrett Hassel was on the Disney Wish and enjoying himself a great time in Le Bahama and enjoying himself some time on the ship, getting to know it a little bit. You've been on some Disney Cruise Line ships before. You've been able to experience them. Yeah. How do they compare? What sort of things would you share with folks who may be planning a trip on the newest ship of the Disney fleet?
Well, I have a visual representation today of the Disney Wish. How about that, everyone?
Oh, what a ship.
That's so fancy.
Yeah, it definitely is. This is the miniature version.
If you're Ant-Man,
size, just so you know.
You'd live in there.
Well, Ant-Man did visit me on the ship, and he kind of got into some antics and actually did shrink the ship down to being smaller than a seagull. But you'll have to go on to that and experience it yourself. It's quite a transformative experience, if I do say so. Now, for those that don't know, there are 5 ships currently in Disney's fleet. They are the Magic, Wonder, Dream, Fantasy, and the Disney Wish. And on the future horizon, we have the Disney Treasure, which I'm looking forward to because it's Aladdin themed. But
the
first huge, the Treasure. I want to start either a betting pool or something on like Disney ship names. I thought it'd be a fun little game, because I was thinking, is it going to be like the Disney Experience, the Disney Adventure, or I actually started looking at the parking lot names for Epcot and be like, the Disney Journey,
how about
Disney Imagination. Actually, I thought, know what? Epcot's got some cool, parking lot names. We can go with that.
Coming soon.
How about the Disney Moneymaker?
Oh.
Oh.
We should be just called Chapek.
That would be the Disney McDuck, named after.
Yeah.
The SS Iger.
Honestly, the back of it would be so legit because you just have a stack of coins and money, and then you have Scrooge jumping in.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Done.
Can you imagine? That'd be so great.
Disney, hire us for consulting. We're open. We got free Saturdays after the show. That is.
I'm looking forward to the Eisner.
Oh,
yeah.
I think that might be.
Hello.
Oh, hi. Hey, Eisner, how you doing?
Hello.
Wow.
He got the cruise line started.
He did.
But to start off the 3 huge differences, the first one is going to be the size. The size of the Disney Wish is it's absolutely massive. It is a behemoth of a ship, and it sounds silly saying that because the Disney Dream class and the Triton class, which is the Disney Wish, are similar, but if you go just based off of weight, the Disney Wish is 144,000 tons, while the other ones 130,000 tons for the Dream Fantasy, and then the Wonder and the Magic, the ones that started, are just 84,000 tons, and that is a lot of weight. And luckily it's not on land because it would be very bad, but water displaces. But the size it's huge. You see it and you feel the weight of it. It is taller in the front because you've got these new rooms. These are concierge rooms. You've got a whole concierge sort of deck on the top right there. Then what I want to say is probably one of the main reasons it weighs so much is right on top here is the Aquamouse. It is the roller coaster on the ship that is essentially the Aqueduct, just with a conveyor belt system instead of what it was where you'd walk up to it. That adds a lot of weight, but also the rooms are larger. I think there's just heavier things on the ship, and it is big. The propellers on this ship are massive. They are huge. If you've ever seen the making of the Disney Wish, you can see how big these propellers are. They're bigger and stronger, more powerful than the previous propellers on the other ships as well. And it burns clean fuel. It's got a great system in it. And on that video, you can see there where people are walking toward the front of the ship. You can't do that on the other boat. It's big enough to where guests can actually walk to the front of the ship and relive their own Titanic scene and say, "I'm king of the world."
Did you do that?
No.
Oh.
I figured you did that on every ship.
That's right.
No. If I did on the Fantasy or the Dream, I'm pretty sure it'd be kicked off and thrown in the brig because you can't actually access
In the
it.
brig.
But and the brig,
Wow.
yeah. And unlike Will Turner, I do not know how to get out of doors with half pin barrel hinges. But
That's you.
the size of this sucker is it is huge. It's a $90 million investment, and it is absolutely just a behemoth of a ship. It's large. You have to see it and touch it and taste it and all that other good stuff.
Taste it. Yeah, lick that ship.
Yeah, you got it. It's high quality metal right there.
Yeah. I always thought you were a ship licker.
Lick a lot of ship, do you?
Garrett ship liquor hassle. I like it.
Oh boy.
If people
into
mispronounce
it.
that,
Let's go.
If people mispronounce that P, it's all over.
Oh yeah.
But the second thing is, from the moment you enter the ship, you can tell an immediate difference in the atrium. On the Wish, it is called the Grand Hall, and is, as you can see there, it's themed around sort of like a castle entranceway to where a prince and princess or characters would greet you from that balcony there, which is located on the 5th deck, and they can wave down to you. And instead of having this glass chandelier that you would have on the Dream and all the others, it's this sort of spiraling chandelier that looks like the midnight star that you'd see from like any like Pinocchio, Cinderella, so on and so forth. And it's not as quite immaculate as it, but it's still very pretty. And then there's a nice sort of spiraling staircase that takes you from deck 3 that you enter on all the way to deck 5. And the layout of the Grand Hall is significantly different. On the previous ships, you would enter and go to the right. You would have guest services that is now on deck 4 to allow, I think, that entranceway to just be for enjoyment, relaxation, amusement, and also. You get to, when you enter, you can immediately go down to the kids' floor. Either taking the stairs or taking the slide, which I did. I took the slide. I don't think it's built for 6 foot plus people of my size.
But you did it.
But I did, and I got to be the kid I wanted to. There was a holdup, and 3 kids got stuck behind me, but that's a risk I'm willing to take for the sake of this channel.
Kid.
Research.
Yeah. But on deck 4, that's where you've got some lounges there for the adults. You also have the guest services. That's where you can get pictures, and they also have the DVC lounge there. But on the 5th deck, that is where the shopping is done. Previously, you would, on the deck 3 that you enter, you could walk down towards the Walt Disney the Walt Disney Theater, and you would see all these great little shops and nooks. Deck 3 is bars primarily and sitting around. Deck 4 is going to have some cafes and is more for business, and then deck 5 is where you get entertainment, you get shops, and that's where you can do all that dining experience. But it all leads, if you head to the front of the shift, then you will get to see the Walt Disney Theater, which is quite beautiful and immaculate. So that's the second big difference. The third one, I would just have to say, it's hard to pick and everything, but the pool layout is significantly different on this one. From the top here, you can see that there's a pool right here in the front. That is for the concierge lounge only. Then here in the middle, right there, you can see that those are like the family sort of pools. Before, they used to have 2 large pools that guests could run in and out of with little water slides around there. Now it's just a bunch of little ponds, little ponds. And then finally on the back of the ship right here, that's sort of the adult lounge. And the adult lounge is significantly smaller, or the adult area is a lot smaller than previous ones. They used to have, because previously on all the other ships, the adult lounge is actually on the front of the ship. Now it's at the rear of the ship, as well as the Cove Cafe, which is a really nice place to get some coffee that's a little overpriced. It's like you want Starbucks on the ship, this is where you go, rather than getting the sort of Folgers. This is where you get the real stuff.
Yeah.
And it has an infinity pool at the end for the adults, which is, very nice, but it can be quite cramped because there's only one real pool for the adults. So that is sort of
surprising.
A shame.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it feels like there's a lot more deck space for just sitting around and not as much space for, pool, enjoyment and activities.
I feel like this is
so
bad
I found
oversight.
that. Sorry, say that again.
I feel like it was like bad oversight for them to be like, let's just make a smaller pool, but tons of deck space because no one wants to sit in a pool as we're leaving and like going on a cruise ship.
Who relaxes
Who
on a
relaxes
ship?
and sits on an infinity pool to
They'd
watch
rather
the
lick it.
ocean? Wouldn't you
Yeah.
sit in the middle and have
Would
no
rather
view?
lick it. Yeah. No, there is a lot less pool space, and I found only one hot tub for the entire, like, unless you're in concierge, which has their own, like, pool and hot tub situation. There's only one hot tub for the adults and everyone else, and it's right here.
Everyone else.
Towards the back. Yeah, and it's a little tiny thing. It's in the adult area, but it's not really secluded. Like, anyone can really hop in there, including kids, while before on other ships, only adults can use the hot tub.
Wow.
And one shocking thing is when you are leaving the front of the ship where they have, the spa and concierge on the top floor, you immediately leave and you're in a kid zone right behind the concierge, which is usually an area where you have adults typically only. Like, you usually don't see that many young families in the concierge area. And I thought, man, a kid zone immediately in an adult only area where smoking is 2 decks up and a bar, that doesn't seem like it fits very well. So I feel like, there was some missed, communication where, like, all right, we want smoking and drinking. Where do we want that? By little children. And this is little kids. Like, this is a little Toy Story play zone. I want kids to smell the fumes as they go down the little 2-foot slide in the shape of Zurg. That makes sense.
So is the spa connected to the adult area like before? So like on
No.
Oh no.
No, the spa is actually towards the front of the ship. So if you look here, the spa is actually on deck, I want to say deck 3 or 4 around here. It's actually towards the front of the ship and connects actually to the front of the boat right there, where you can kind of see in the shape of Mickey Mouse. That's actually a lounge for the spa. And it's not up high where it was before, where you could actually see, the bridge and see the captain and all his crew walking around. It's now lower towards the front of the ship, which it could be that maybe there's just more room there, or they needed to just move things around for the sake of adding more concierge rooms, because there are more concierge rooms on the Wish than there are on any previous ship. There's at least 30 to 40 more concierge rooms, and concierge, they're paying the biggest buck to enjoy this vacation.
I can see why they gave them a pool and a little hot tub.
Yeah,
that's nice. Makes me want to do it.
Sounds like an oddly laid out ship, though.
Yeah,
it really is, and that could be a segment for a whole nother show on like 3 weird layouts of this ship. But I find the ship isn't as linear as other ones. It's not as straightforward. It's kind of like a maze where you have to really know where you're going. Any first timers on this will probably get lost. I got lost walking around because they took out an elevator bay and stairs, and that makes it extremely inconvenient for people to get around. You only have 2 elevator bays, and if you have people with strollers or wheelchairs or ECVs, it can take a while to get there. And I've spoken about elevators and how the button system doesn't seem to work properly, in my opinion. It's weirdly laid out, but the pool situation, the grand hall, and just the overall size make this ship completely different than the other ones. And I'm looking forward to what the Treasure does, because this ship was getting constructed during the pandemic and they had to shut down. And I'm wondering if they had to speed up and move things around in order to get it out so they could start making money. Because any day that this boat was not on the water, they're losing millions. So you gotta feed the piggy bank. You gotta get the executive paycheck filled.
That's for sure.
But overall, the Wish is beautiful. It is immaculate. If you lick it, it tastes good. It's good quality steel, and it really is a fun experience to go on this ship and check it out. I will get to go on it again this upcoming December, so I'll be sure to film some more amazing stuff so I can show it to all of you lovely, lovely people. But yeah, the Wish is really cool. I like it a lot. I like some aspects of it less than other ships, but overall, I would say it is definitely worth a vacation. And I think it's going to be the new family ship where if you're going on a cruise for the first time or a Disney cruise, you're going to want the Wish over all the other ones. I think the Magic and Wonder are going to be relocated to more extravagant locations, such as, they're doing the South Pacific tour of Hawaii, Australia, New Zealand, and then I could see the Dream and Fantasy, one of them going over to Europe and doing the whole Mediterranean cruise. So Disney's expanding its fleets. They're they're creating new amazing ships that can fit more people and offer a little bit more unique experiences, such as the Star Wars bar. But the Wish is a great ship. I highly recommend it if you get the opportunity to go on it. Buy one of these things. It's only a couple dollars. but it's really cool. You just put it on your desk, you stare at it, and you think, man, I would rather be there.
I wish I was on that thing.
Yeah.
Does that ship
I wish
taste
I was
like
on
the
that
real
thing.
one?
Sorry, what?
Does that ship taste like the real one?
It tastes like lead paint.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Be
Not
careful
quite
with
the
that one.
It tastes like magic.
wow.
Oh, my goodness.
But
wow.
but like a wish coming true. Yeah, we'll do that.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm not sure what a wish tastes like, but
Yeah.
It's you have to taste it to know what it tastes like.
okay. That's what we'll...
Group
Yeah,
trip.
it's like
Let's
in
go.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Let's go lick that ship together.
It's like Pirates of the Caribbean. You don't know where you're going unless you've already been there. It's like you don't know what it tastes like unless you taste it. It's a unique flavor.
Lots of Pirates of the Caribbean references today.
Yeah.
Makes sense, though.
Being on the high seas.
It's all
Yeah, makes sense.
It's all nautical. You're in the Caribbean, yo ho. Pirates life for me.
What'd you call me?
Whoa.
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 My gosh.
Huh? What?
Huh?
I've seen Christmas lyrics like ho ho ho.
Oh, okay.
That's what I thought I heard.
Oh, he's just
Up
preparing
on housetop.
himself.
Garrett the ship licker, everyone.
There he is.
Hey.
Our golden goose.
Ship.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
Studio audience goes wild every time. So grateful that you could join us. And if you are looking for a future Disney Wish Cruise Line trip, you are in luck. Sailing out of Port Canaveral right now. They're just a couple miles away from Walt Disney World Resort. No doubt much more to talk about in terms of Garrett's recent trip on the Disney Wish. And now you know how it's a little bit more different than, say, the other Disney ships.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.